Hi everybody, and welcome to the final part of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So last time we went through the credits, we defeated the Elite Four, and we're now the Pokemon League champions. So in this part, it's just the final little bit, really. We have just got to end it with just the last section of any Gen 1 playthrough. That's Cerulean Cave and catching us our Mewtwo. You might have noticed some guys with like squares with Pokemon over their heads. Basically, they are the master trainers. Basically, they only have one type of Pokemon. I think they just have one Pokemon, which is the Pokemon they've got there, which of really high level, and you can only fight them with that same Pokemon. So it's all about, catching all 150. Is it 150? No, it'd be 149. Because I don't think there's a Mew trainer. There's not a Mewtwo trainer. So it'd be defeating all 149 of those Pokemon. And then once you've defeated them, and it's just, it's just an extra thing to do at end game. So what we're doing here is our final coach trainer of the game. There's one more to deal with, just outside of the entrance to Cerulean Cave. He has to be honest, a pretty weak lineup. Or a lineup which doesn't have a whole lot of problems for you really at this point in the game. You should have after beating the Elite Four, you should have a decently balanced team, so you should be able to defeat him quite comfortably. And of course I'm poisoned. Fuck you, Nidoking. So yeah, this last coach trainer, and he's pretty fucking easy. I thought I may have gotten this wrong, but I think it one-shots him. Yeah, so I think Nidoking is ground... I think ground poison? I think that's right. Weak to water anyway, so... or severely weak to water. Oh, shit. Let's kill this Rapidash. We've still got 3 Pokemon to go. Cerulean Cave is probably... it depends on how you go about it, but it's probably the easiest of the It's probably the easiest of the dungeon-like areas, like basically Mount Moon and Rock Tunnel and all those kinds of places. It's probably the easiest one of those. Oh shit! I'm sorry, Gyarados. Alright, let's bring out the trio. Arcanine, Pikachu. What are we going to go for here? Pikachu. There you go. But yeah, Cerulean Cave is probably the easiest one of the lot. It only really becomes a bit of a pain in the arse if you're going for every item in there. At that point, it's basically a load of wandering around and messing about. Keep battling. Tom, keep battling. Keep battling. Do it. There you go. Yeah, I always forget Dugong I always have the hardest time with, because I forget he's water ice. He's not a pure ice type. And so Pikachu's super effective here. But there we go, Dugong's done. And that's the end of the final... Oh no! We've got one more Pokemon to go. And it's a Seaking. Fuck yeah, Seaking. Let's just kill it. There you go. Let's have some beautiful steamed salmon. There you go, we're done. I don't know what kind of fish it's supposed to be. I'll just go with salmon because of the colour. And we got Mega Horn. Decent enough move. But it's nothing really too spectacular. Especially in endgame. But here we are. We're at Cerulean Cave. In here you've got a load of different types. Mostly Zubats. A lot of Zubats, but we also get... like, this area is where you found a lot of the rarer Pokemon in the original Gen 1. Like, there was a lot of chances and stuff like that. So if you didn't want to bother to... It's basically all the stuff that you can find in the Safari Zone, like the rare shit in the Safari Zone, you can also find in here, in the end game. And the levels of the Pokemon are all pretty big. Pretty high, you know, stuff like level... You know, it was all like level 50 and up. And usually you could find Wigglytuffs and Clefables in here as well. So yeah, it's a good place to grind actually. If you really, you know, we've got a lot of Lickitungs in here as well. It's a good place to grind if you want to in the original Gen 1. If you wanted to try and get yeah, there's a Chansey. It's a good place to grind because the Pokemon are of a high level. It's, you know, the place where you can find the highest level Pokemon. Wow, I avoided that Psyduck like a pro. And like I say, this area is... Oh, there's a Ditto. Barely see him. Oh, there he is. There's another Ditto. I think this is the only place where you can find Ditto in the game, in the original Gen 1. But, yeah, this place is kind of difficult to navigate. Like, if you're trying to get everything, it's a pain in the ass, but if you just don't give a shit, then it's a fairly straightforward place to come and find your Pokemon. Yeah, I'm just avoiding shit. Oh, it's a Golduck. Golduck's a pretty good Psychic type, from what I remember. Pretty good attack power. Oh shit, it's a Rhydon. And it's a big fucker. Let's go. So yeah, that first area there, you've got it's the area with multiple ladders. Go to the top left. Go down the first ladder, go down the second ladder. And make your way in this direction all the way around. Basically, you just got to go around in like a semicircle. In like in a clockwise direction. Picking up all the stuff as you go along. Just to keep following the path. And once you do that, just keep following this section around. Damn you, Golduck! Picking up other shit as you go along. And then you'll come across some water. You just want to surf along the water, follow the water around to the left-hand side. Like so. And you'll come across this area and boom. There's the big man himself. Now, what I did here, I went back to my original file with my Pikachu, my Blastoise, my Charizard, because everybody's in the high 60s, apart from Pikachu's in the low 70s. Because Mewtwo, this is the point in the game, because I said at the end of last part that this game is considerably easier than the original Gen 1 and fucking hell. And considerably easier than Fire Red and Leaf Green. Paralyze the bitch. There you go. And that is true for the entire pretty much the entirety of the game. The whole, you know, run it's considerably easier, and you're not gonna have any issues if you just want to get through, get to the Elite Four, and beat the game. I think you can even afford to be a little bit of a lower level. Like, you can afford to be in the late, in like your late 50s, early 60s level-wise. Oh shit. You can afford to be in your late 50s, early 60s, and still find it fairly easy to beat the Elite Four. The thing is that when you finally get to Mewtwo, this is where the game suddenly ratchets up in difficulty massively. The problem is that that Mewtwo has his same level. He's at level 70, like he was in the original version of the game, which isn't usually that big of a problem. Oh shit. I think that raises up his special defense. Yeah. Ice beam. What I'm trying to do here is, I knew it wouldn't do much damage. I'm just trying to freeze the fat fuck in place. And here I'm like, hyper beam. Don't die. Oh, I survived. Use hyper beam. My thinking here was that I think it was changed to more physical. Psychic should be weak to physical, but that did fucking nothing. But yeah, so the reason why this is such a massive uptick in difficulty is because he's at level 70. And it's not like in the previous game where you can, where you whittle it down to just below, to just the... Well, let's be honest. In the original game, you could just throw your Master Ball at it and be done. But here you actually have to beat Mewtwo. You have to actually take him down to 0 health, and then you have the opportunity to catch him. Which makes it so difficult. Oh, what I'm doing here is I can actually show something off. I can show off the Keystone and the Mega Evolved form of Charizard. He has 2 forms, he has Y and X. The better version, I think, is the X. I use the Y because I'm a moron. The X just does more damage. And this is where I come across a strategy which seemed to work fairly well. Mega Evolve Charizard and use... fuck you. And use Fire Punch, and it does cause a pretty good amount of damage. Once you... best to paralyze it as well. Paralyze Mewtwo. Or put him to sleep, if you can. Ah, Charizard. Went down like a bitch. But the original... but yeah, the X Evolve form I think has better defense as well, from what I remember. Problem is you only can use the Mega Evolve form once per battle on one Pokemon. So make sure you choose wisely. And as you can see here, I'm not going to win this bout. And he keeps using Recover. This is another reason why he's such a pain in the fucking arse. And it's another thing that's a problem with this version of the game. The fact that the legendaries are on a timer. Like in Pokemon Go. So it's a real pain in the arse. Blastoise avoided the attack. I still love Blastoise's design. Such a cool design. His Mega Evolve form looks awesome as well. Yep, that was me saying, fuck it, I'm not going to be able to beat him. So this is the form that you want. The X Evolve form. It seems to have more defense. It seems to have more potent attack power. So I definitely recommend using this version of Mega Evolve Charizard in this battle. Because I think if you get him to over level 70, if you're getting to the same level as my Pikachu is, then it should cause some real damage. Alright, oh, I've gone into that, No! You prick! I hate you so much, I'm going to fucking beat you to death. You're gonna die. I also really like this design of Charizard here. But now, we're finally going to get the hit in, and boom! That last time, I basically just Mega Evolved. I used Pikachu to paralyze him. I then got my Charizard Mega Evolved into the X form, and then just kept Thunder punching him in the Fire punching him in the dick until he gave in. That seems to be a decent enough strategy to get him down in this version of the game. But after using the Master Ball, it's finally over. Mewtwo is caught. And that's pretty much it for this playthrough. And that's my final. That was my initial team, which worked pretty well. Although Dragonite didn't work out too well for me. To be honest, he didn't really do much. And Mewtwo is a pure psychic, most powerful Pokemon in the game. He's done. Now it's time to get out of here. Let's escape. I think it's in... Oh, there it is. It's down there. I haven't seen it yet. Tom. There you go, buddy. So let's just escape. And it's the same animation that it's always used, that little spinning animation. Yeah, I called him Gary the first time. It's actually douche. Or that girl. Yes, basically it's at this point once you've caught Mewtwo that you can go and take on the 3 super bosses of the game, Green, Blue and Red. Green you can find in the place where Mewtwo was, the female trainer. Blue you can find at the Viridian City Gym. And Red you can find at the entrance to the Elite Four. Red, I'm not showing those off, especially because Red, he has level 70 and 80 Pokemon, like late 70s, early 80s. It's going to need an ungodly amount of grinding to win that one, so just no. But anyway, that's it for my playthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I still think it's a good game. I think it's a little bit too easy, and I don't like the fact that you can't, the random battles, wild battles we got rid of. But I think overall it's still a good game, and it's a good starting point for, people just getting into the Pokemon series. And I also think it's cool. It's just cool as well that it's a proper Pokemon RPG on a console for the first time. No, Colosseum does not count. But anyway, that's it for this playthrough. Next time in the Pokemon world universe, I'm probably going to be doing Silver. That's not going to be for a very long time, but yeah, I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next playthrough, wherever that happens to be. So I'll see you in the next playthrough. Thanks for watching. See you later.